Hey guys, Alex here, and for this video, I'll be bringing back the Thought Talk series. For this installment of the Thought Talk series, I am here with Absolute Keat, and the topic will be diversity in montages. Why don't you just further introduce yourself a little bit and give your 2 cents on the topic?
I'm Absolute Keat, 18 years old, Nova Scotia, Canada, repping the Canada. Um, Diversity in montages. Well, I've been watching montages for like 2, 3 years. I don't know. Ever since I saw Straight Rippins, I started, looking more in depth. And I find that the farther we're going now in Reach, and actually in Halo 3 as well, because that's still very popular, is that there's being a lot more, there's not so much of a diversity anymore. I mean, you still have people like Celea, who are, I think I pronounced that right. They're bringing out really good original stuff, and everyone loves it. But then there's also quite a bit of the, all Pinnacle, all Asylum, 80% Rumble Pit montages, and then there's also the 100% MLG montages. There's really no separation between the two.
Yeah, it definitely seems to me that with Halo Reach, well, even in Halo 3, that videos have sort of settled themselves into two categories, MLG and social, and there really hasn't been much outside of that. Yeah, every once in a while you'll have a video from innovative makers like Saleya who do these fascinating things that are both incredibly entertaining to watch and different. But for most montages, it's the same game types, same maps, same types of multi-kills. Montages are heavily dominated by the DMR and Sniper, and Halo 3 it was the BR and the Sniper. And you only see like 4 or 5 maps in Halo Reach montages nowadays. The majority of LNG montages are Sanctuary, and for social montages, it's all Sanctuary again in the form of Asylum and Pinnacle and the Cage, and they're from similar locations too. Like Sanctuary is usually from like Carbine or Pea Shooter, and from Pinnacle it's on one of the sniper towers, and on Cage is on top of the little box. So yeah, montage footage has definitely become very linear recently, and I think that needs to change.
Yeah, so I mean, within relation to something like Pinnacle, I mean, all you ever see is, one of the top towers. And I mean, I saw a comment not too long ago on, I think it was a camping montage, or maybe it was like Legacy or something. It was like, for once, I just want to see an all Needler Killtrocity or something like that. I mean, it's an interesting idea that all these spots are being constantly used, just sort of like beating a dead horse. It's just you're constantly getting the same clip. And I mean, some of them are quite good. I mean, you can tell that they all have skill, but it seems like they need to go in a new direction, and maybe it's in the form of new maps or something, or just trying to do something different, such as like there were the ninjutsu montages back in Halo 3. Those are pretty interesting. I like them because it wasn't just all sniping, and it's definitely a different concept to get into.
Yeah, ninjutsu. These theme montages are really cool. Like there's also a plasma pistol montage that was featured in the MLG game room a long time
Yeah.
ago, and I thought that was really awesome. Yeah, weapon usage is definitely one of the ways that I think montage makers should try diversifying their videos with. Whenever Bungie used to feature my videos on their blog quite often, they sadly stopped doing that. But I noticed that whenever this would happen, each of these features they would bring in a bunch of attention, which is good. But it also brought in a lot of comments from the Bungie.net community, which is dominantly casual as opposed to the community that my channel fosters and the MLG community. And to them, like BR and Sniper multi kills were cool at first, but unlike for us, they got very monotonous for them because it really was the same old. And then I obviously comments like, oh, why don't you just have like plasma rifle overkills and stuff? And people would just go, oh wow, it's like a noob weapon. But I think there is some validity to these comments because, like I said many times before, montages are not meant to show skill. And yeah, skill is a nice thing to show, definitely through footage, but freshness is also very important, and I actually would support like an all plasma rifle montage just because it's different.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like with Halo Reach, I mean, they brought in all these armor abilities such as armor lock and jetpack, and most of the community, more or less the competitive community, is very much against it. But the casual community actually very much likes it, and something along the lines of maybe I wouldn't say an all armor lock montage would be, that great, but have some clips in there that are original using it. I wouldn't. I would like that. I mean, there are certain clips like I've seen an all armor lock Killtrocity just being in it because vehicles are going into it, and I have no idea why that works, but it's very original and it's actually very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, armor abilities have definitely been bittersweet in my opinion. Yeah, of course, stuff like armor lock and perpetual camo are pretty annoying, but when it comes to diversifying montage footage, they actually do quite a bit because this is something that we've never seen before. There was this MLG clip I saw featured a while back. It was an overkill on Sanctuary, but it was different because for the triple kill he evaded, and as he was going through the air from the evade, he got a triple kill quick scope, and it just looked nasty. And there's also a bunch of Firebird snipes where the player was shooting people as he was jetpacking, which is it looks really sweet and it's actually pretty hard to do. And yeah, Reach, as much as people hate it, I think that it did open up many new possibilities. And it also brought back grenade launching, which is a very popular phenomenon in Halo 2, and I think people need to take advantage of that more as well.
Yeah, I've never actually been able to get so much into the grenade launching. I'm just not so good at it. Yeah, so I mean, armor abilities, I mean, they're opening a whole new door for, I mean, the amount of different things that we can do with them. Jetpack snipes look amazing, and evade and no scopes are always awesome and stuff. But, I mean, it's interesting to see, when people actually use them, because most of the times you'll just see them jetpack up to the top of a tower or something like that. But to actually use them in the heat of a battle is actually, quite an entertaining clip, and it's going to be interesting to see how Halo 4 is actually going to incorporate these type of different things. I mean, I know most of the community of MLG and stuff, they don't really necessarily want armor abilities because it's taking away from the core of Halo. But at the same time, I feel like in Halo 4, that instead of trying to take out stuff, they should just offer more variety instead of just having one thing only. Just make certain things optional for playlists, make a different playlist like this. I mean, it'll spread out the amount of players in certain playlists, but it definitely will add to the amount of different things that players can do, and will change how clips are actually being done, I find.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea, having more playlists to not only cater to every single type of gamer, but also to set up different environments for people to get footage in. Another trend that I would really like to see in Halo montages, this was very, very popular in Halo 2 because in Halo 2 there was no theater mode, so you had to capture live, and capturing live meant live reactions. And I recently watched a video that was released a couple days ago by Empty Productions. It was called Halo Memories, and it was an incredibly simple video. It was just 2 minutes of some of his really, really old Halo 2 footage, but almost all of them had these live reactions that characterized the clips and gave them an almost sort of humanity. And it was really interesting seeing the live reactions of these people in these clips because they did such a great job conveying the fun he had while playing a game, and it just created this incredible nostalgic feel that I really, really enjoyed. And with Halo 3 and the creation of theater, people don't have to capture live anymore. So everyone just started, cutting out their clips after they played the game and having them recorded there, because it is a pain in the ass to capture live. You have to capture everything, and then the file sizes get pretty ridiculous. But I think people really need to bring this back because live reactions gave videos so much personality, and they also did a great job taking away this ultra hardcore feel that everyone is obsessed with nowadays. Like, you need to get the biggest multi-kill, need to have the biggest names in all my montages. Like, even the pro montages in Halo 2, they had these bloopers at the end, and then a lot of them have live reactions that made them like incredibly entertaining. Like in Eli and Hysteria's Halo 2 Dual Touch, The Wicked End, they had that clip on Ascension where the guy shoots a plasma pistol and the bolt like travels with the guy as he's going through the cannon, and I thought that was just widely entertaining.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, live reactions actually, such as in Solaya's, I know there are a couple in his most recent one, and actually, I just recently saw a Battlefield 3 montage, and I mean, it doesn't have theaters, so what are you going to do but capture live? And it's really interesting to see how, for example, someone's lying down, with their sniper, and then, they'll message them while lying behind them saying, look, or turn around or something. And then just to get that whole live captured, like, it just feels great. I mean, just to see that. It's, it's definitely an interesting way to go. I mean, I've been capping for about a year now, and I almost never captured live with Halo, but it's I think I might just start doing that because it does add a lot of originality because you can't just make a reaction. You can't skillfully create a reaction. It's all in the moment sort of thing. There's no real way to do it, and so it's the biggest originality there is, really. I mean, there's no way else to recreate that.
Yeah, the best moments are definitely those that are spur of the moment. A lot of the montage clips, I think what takes away from them is that a lot of the players, it almost seems like they're following a formula when getting these clips. Like you said, on Pinnacle, people they use jetpack. They jetpack to generally rockets, and then they'll go to sniper, and then they'll jetpack up to the tower, and from there it's just duck hunt. So, yeah, people definitely need to start capping live again because it captures these unique spur of the moment montage clips that you simply cannot create by following some sort of formula. And oh yeah, another phenomenon that I would like to point out is I forget his name, but he was always pointing this out in the HaloForum.com, and that Halo Reach clips have this thing called gray wall syndrome, because the most dominant maps in Halo Reach footage are generally those on Forge World, and Forge World, like all the structures are gray. So from an aesthetic level, clips look so drab because there's so much gray everywhere. It's like the same three colors, like green, blue, and gray everywhere. As opposed to in Halo 2 and Halo 3 when you didn't have like all the good maps being made in one sort of environment. So you had from an artistic level, you had this almost symphony of colors throughout all the different maps that were played.
That's another great thing that, I mean, it needs to be addressed for Halo 4 as well, and possibly patched for Halo Reach is something that's going to make Forge World. I mean, they made great steps in Halo Reach. I mean, the Forge is, it's off the charts, but every piece looks exactly the same. I mean, there's no originality there as well. So to watch all these, it's kind of all the same thing over and over, and it doesn't look pleasing anymore in a way. The most colorful thing about some of these clips is the metal that shows up at the bottom. And that's kind of also what people are just going for is now that one metal, because there's nothing else that's pleasing about the clip. And I mean, following these formulas, like I've started doing it. Just grab a DMR kill or two, pull up the snipe, grab the overkill, maybe kill tack, something like that, and you just, oh look, it's kill tack, something special. It's really not. It's just a formula that people are following, and there's no originality to it anymore. I mean, it's really just the same thing, beating a dead horse over and over again, and it starts to get annoying.
Okay, yeah, it looks like we're just about out of time. So if you're a montage maker and you're watching this, just to sum this all up, there's nothing wrong with getting conventional multi-kills. You can still impress with these conventional multi-kills because they are hard to get, and you can raise the bar by, just simply getting a higher multi-kill by following these formulas, which is what people did for a long time when we were still in overkills. People like Campy came in and took these clips and made them into killtaculars and killtrocities. But originality is one of the more powerful ways to make yourself known and to make a video memorable. And with all these montage kids out there getting like millionaires on a daily basis now, it is really hard for the average Joe to get good footage. So yeah, just some advice. Play on different maps, take advantage of what Reach has to offer with the armor abilities, capture live, and use different weapons. Just try to switch it up, and if you put enough work into your montage and you have this originality, you should be able to make something that is memorable and that's something that the Halo community community will really, really enjoy. Okay. Yeah, absolute key. Thanks for coming on the show. And from Alex here at Gamers for Change. Peace out, guys.
Thank you.